Hi, welcome to the best university, Rice University. We bring this series about education in America to help prospective students keen on going to the USA. This is the product of hard work by our team of professionals and the faculty members who visited various universities in America. This will help to create an understanding among the students about the universities and university education of the USA. In this episode, we focus on Rice University.
The Rice University is located a few miles away from downtown Houston in Texas state. It is regarded as the best university in USA, set in a different atmosphere, grooming a different set of students to step into the world at large.
To be part of a set of people at Rice who are involved in high-end nanotechnology based research. So over the years we have, again, as I said, gone into new areas as well. Carbon nanotubes has always been our core expertise until we moved to Rice. But then recently, the graphene research came into the picture, so it was easy for us to adapt to that. And beyond graphene, there are lots of two-dimensional, extremely thin materials that are being considered for electronic devices and so on. So we have now actually a very large activity on 2D materials.
Oh, so Rice is a great university in computer sciences, like one of the top 20 ranked universities for graduate school in computer sciences. And we have a whole bunch of expertise. We have big experts like National Academy of Engineering and National Academy of Science members in our departments.
The university stipulates distribution requirements in humanities, social sciences and natural sciences. Students record the requirements as both beneficial and disadvantageous. Only 20 to 30 students are allowed for each class. Other introductory classes in physics, chemistry and constitutionalism entertain large number of students.
So I think as a professor here, we want students to be successful. And so what requires to be successful in doing, so masters is a specialized course. And if you are lacking the basic knowledge, then most likely you will struggle for the first few years to just grasp those knowledge before being able to do something productive. And plus you also have to do some projects. So if you haven't done some basic, like implementations of ideas that you have, then you will spend most of your time in figuring out how to deal with, the basic problems that you would have figured out otherwise by doing some small assignments. So, I mean, here we expect like students to be successful. That is what we want, and that is what makes also, so if the students are successful, that's the best thing for the university and for the professors. The masters is not an option, not the only option. You can apply directly for PhD after going to basically either from bachelor or directly after, if you have probably worked for a few years.
US has got certainly a very strong system, environment that promotes this type of entrepreneurial strengths in students and researchers. So this is particularly strong in the very well-known universities like MIT and Stanford and places like that. But Rice is not so far behind. Rice, we also have started this culture of creating entrepreneurial.
The system prevalent in the university is to make the students study with the help of teaching assistants. The Rice University has Greek-free status, but the university has unlimited fun activities in the campus.
Oh yeah, I did my undergraduate here and then continue a PhD here because I love the campus so much, and the school really is a perfect fit for me. And I would love to work with my professor, so that's why I stayed here for PhD.
So the best way to be successful is to have your basics right. So what you were supposed to do in your undergraduate, you should know that part, and you should have some exposure to dealing with some practical applications. If we see that thing, then I think that that should be a good candidate for a master's in big data or something.
Students come from different background and they have different approaches to solving problems. They have different training because so I have students from chemistry background, with engineering background, with physics background. So they also have different backgrounds. But what we normally do is that we have a problem to solve, or we have a project which is funded by some sponsor, and there are certain goals that this project sets, and in order to achieve those goals, we normally have a team of people working together. It's a very, very diverse set of people. Of course, dominated by a lot of students and postdocs from China and India, and I've always had a large number of Indian students as well. So it's a very dynamic environment and a very collaborative environment, because Rice is a private university, a small university with just about 6,000 students, very well endowed, very stable place.
Community life in residential colleges gets glorified in Rice University campus. About 400 students drawn from the 9 colleges at the rate of 100 from each division resident at one place as part of the community life. They constitute a family. The number of rooms in each dormitory will be 3 or 4 in the co-education floor. Each college will have its own dining hall. The food served in the Rice University campus is very good.
Masters also give you some more time to think, because PhD is a big commitment. You are thinking to do something for next 5 years, and if you end up not liking it, then it's frustrating both ways, for you as well as for university. And so it is, if you have enough passion and if you have already demonstrated that you excel in those fields by showing some solid publications, you don't need masters. But masters is good to take some time and think and develop things which probably you don't have just after your undergraduate.
I would say if you want to get into Rice as a PhD student, you have to have that motivation to commit yourself to PhD for one thing, because it's a long process, and you have to be motivated to what you do. And my undergrad lo kuda, you should work in that way, do projects which are related to what you want to do. So that actually is more helpful than actually your grades.
And there is always opportunity to start something, develop some new technologies based on this. We don't develop technologies in our lab. We create ideas. We actually do fundamental research and show the potential for things to become practically applicable.
The environs are flat and lush green on the university campus. The students are encouraged to take a stroll along the campus, which is beautiful. Some students prefer to relax on green grass. The main local attraction is the outdoor mall in the Rice village. The mall has several franchise and retail outlets and also restaurants. College sports are a popular attraction. Residential college teams vie with each other for the President's Cup.
Initially, it starts with a fascination. You start liking puzzles, and then you say, oh, if you're good at it, that's good. But after some time, it just takes over. So initially, you take over it, but if you go it for a long period of time, it takes over you. So today it's like, whenever I sit alone, I think oh, there are this, I have some 10, 20 or even 40, 50 problems in my head, and I keep, keep feeling uneasy about it because they are still not solved. And so that's kind of it. But if you really pursue something for, let's say, 10 years or something, or even more, continuously, then it's my belief that it just takes over and you don't have to worry about it, but it just keeps going in the mind.
Working with different kinds of people, different environments, certainly, make your thinking much broader, and I think it is very important, essential for doing things like what we do, fundamental science.